Hey, it's Joe here with my son Caleb. We're reviewing the footage from our opening day of gun season. I went with my other son Andrew, and we failed.
Yes.
But it was still a good day in the woods.
Yes, so hit the bell button for my dad, best friend, and make sure you check out my channel, Ninja Kid 28.
No.
You don't have to if you don't want to. You can always change your mind just to tell you.
All right, let's get into this hunt.
It's opening morning, Pennsylvania, gun season, Allegheny National Forest. That noise you hear in the background, that isn't an animal, that isn't some weird thing. That's a well pump for natural gas or oil. It turns on automatically, and it made me jump when it turned on this morning. We're sitting here in a draw. Got a little bit of a ridge up behind me, but it all kind of goes down to the bottom lands where people come up from the bottom road. And I'm banking on the deer, hopefully coming up this draw. Last year we were in here and my son killed his first deer over the hill. That's where he is right now. And there were two really good tracks going through here, one crossing the draw and one coming straight up the valley in the draw. So that's what I'm hoping we'll see some action today. There's nothing like opening morning, the excitement. It's just incredible. And I told my son earlier, if you've never done it, you can't even explain what that feels like. It's just such a tradition here in Pennsylvania. You know, it was so much so that the schools would get off for opening day back in the day. So we're going to see what happens and get ready for a great day in the PA wilds. It's very cold out here today. It's probably mid-20s. A little bit of a light breeze. It's not bad. I can't help but think that I'm too far out of this draw. Like I should be more at the bottom of that. The lowest part of the draw instead of up here on the side. But I've got a ridge behind me, as you can see. And I'm counting that they're kind of gonna come around this ridge. Or they'll run the ridge, and that'll be a tougher shot. Because it's to my right, but that's the fun of it. You just don't know what they're gonna do. And we don't have these deer patterned or anything, you know, there's no rhyme or reason beyond a couple of deer trails we saw last year that crisscross in here. So I'm hoping those will see some traffic. I'm hoping whatever's in the bottom, down in the hemlock, at the very bottom of this hill, where there's roads that people hunt, I'm hoping it'll come up over the top. That's to be expected if you sit near a well in the Allegheny National Forest. You might be interrupted. Not a bad thing. Deer are used to it. I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen a deer yet today. It's 8 o'clock. We've got a good solid hour and 15 minutes. I can't do the math. It's too early, too cold. But it's been a little while here. Thought for sure we'd see something come up through this draw, but nothing yet. Still watching, still hoping. Gonna try to go all day. It's perfect weather for deer hunting. You cannot beat the snow for being able to see them. They just show up so well against it. When it's all brown, there's no snow to break up the outline. They just blend right in. You can have deer sneak right by you never even know it. But I don't think we'll miss one today. As far as seeing them, I think we'll be able to see them pretty easily. It's just a matter of looking the right way at the right time. Never giving up, that's for sure. It's great to be out here. I don't know enough about oil wells to know why it's continuing to pump all morning long. My history with these has been that they're on a timer. They run for a while and then shut off, and then they run again a little later. This well's been running all morning long. Just shortly after I got here, it started. And it's starting to drive me a little crazy because it's squeaking. It's a very rhythmic squeaking. So I've been drumming in my head along with it. But I did bring a little black pair of headphones so I could maybe listen to a podcast later. We don't have service here. And that's fine. I like getting out in areas that don't have service. That's a welcoming thing for me, but sometimes I'm not used to it. I get a little stir crazy, especially on an all-day hunt. And with this squeaking in the background, I think that's a good excuse to break out the headphones and maybe listen to a podcast here in a minute. But there's been a bit of an increase in shots in the last hour, I would say. We're not really quite to the time where people are walking out of the woods. We're only just about 9 o'clock, maybe even before 9. But I think things are maybe starting to move a little bit. But overall, a pretty dead morning here. I'm really surprised. I thought we'd get into some action quick at this spot. My son's down over the hill. I'll have to check in with him in just a minute, but it's just, you never know. It's just hit or miss. A lot could happen yet. decided to move. I ended up standing up and I took a stretch and I'm like, man, what time is it? It's coming up on 10 o'clock and I did the one thing that I can't stand. Ooh, I hate myself for it, but I ended up moving places. And the reason I moved places is because when I stood up to stretch and take a few steps out, I looked down through that valley and I saw my son and his blaze orange on. And so I said, is that you? And he was probably about 60, 70 yards out down the valley. He said, yeah, that's me. And I said, I thought you were further down. Because I remember the place he wanted to go. He has a rock that he knows about down there that he sits by, where he shot his doe last year. And I remember that being further down the hill than it turned out to be. So when I saw him there, I realized how close I was to him, and I thought, this is not going to work out for both of us. So I ended up moving up the hill, across the well pad, got up here on top. And I really like it. It's there's some good sign from last night, deer moving through. Nothing really fresh this morning yet. But that could be a good sign, too, that they've been kind of bedded up and maybe they'll move tonight. It's only 10 o'clock, so a lot could still happen in the midday. They might come out and feed on the... It's a cold day because, the snow's on the ground and it's just a cold day. So I've noticed that midday movement can be very good on a cold day. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. I'll spin the camera around here, give you a look at what I'm looking at. I'm sitting behind a blown down tree that I've cleaned off a little bit. As you can see, it's a monster black cherry tree that's seen better days. And I'm kind of on the edge of a rise where it kind of dips down and then goes to the point of the hill out there, probably 200 yards. And then it goes down steep after that, but it's pretty thick outside of this little pocket of open that I'm sitting in. And behind me is all thick, which is great because I don't really have to worry about that. I can't get shots in there too well anyway. So it'll be close quarters. If something does come along, it'll be a pretty close shot. So we'll see what happens. The wind's actually headed up to my right. It's headed up that way. And that's towards the parking lot. So that's a perfect wind right now. We'll see if it holds. Not gonna lie, I didn't really plan on eating on camera. Because it just invites the comments. Well, if you didn't eat so much while you're hunting, you wouldn't be a Husky Hunter. As if. These are amazing, though. My mom, we're staying at my mom and dad's, and she makes these really great blueberry muffins. And they've got all these strange ingredients in them that are all natural, of course, and very little sugar, tons of protein, and the blueberries are amazing. I'm just taking a minute to be thankful for moms because I wouldn't make these on my own, and I'm sure I'd be eating something much worse for me if she wasn't there to help. Kudos, Mom. We're set up here. Ended up moving just a little bit again. I was set up over here by that log jam. I couldn't see. That jam is so big I couldn't see, much of the clearing here. So I'm now behind a root ball. If you'll bear with me, I'll get the camera turned around here one more time. I've got a pretty nice view of the clearing with what I assume to be kind of thicker brush, maybe some pines down over the hill on a point that goes out. So this feels good. There's some fresh sign over there. Last night's tracks. Feels like a great spot. I'll be here the rest of the day. I'm not gonna move. We're gonna hold out and see what happens. Afternoon check-in time. It's about 1:18. It's been a slow day. Just had a little doe come out of the thick stuff to my left, and it surprised me. I wasn't ready for it, but she didn't see me, I don't think. Tried to get a camera on her, and it just wasn't showing up, and I couldn't find her again. When I set up the camera and then looked back, I couldn't find her. And I thought she had snuck away, but then she kind of ran off about 30 seconds later. It was just a small doe. I wouldn't have shot it anyway. As you can see, I'm passing the time with some downloaded podcasts that I had on my phone. The service here is pretty sketchy, but it's been a slow day. Just feels good sitting out here, but it's going slow today. Some days it goes faster, and other days it just feels arduous. But I'm really happy to be out here, and the snow has just made it, that much more enjoyable as far as being able to see. So that's been fun. But it's almost 1:30. We're just gonna keep at it, and hopefully something cool will come along. You made it.
That's a killer edge, man.
It sure is. Oh, that was a long sit, wasn't it?
Oh my.
That was a long sit.
I'm surprised at how little there was going on.
What's that?
I'm surprised how little there was going on.
The evening was dead.
I know.
I didn't have hardly any shots this morning. Had quite a few, but that was a long sit. That was tough.
I know. Last year, just in that area, there was a lot more going on. So
Yeah.
we got here second day, and there's a lot of stuff from the day before,
I know. It's very strange.
but there was nothing today.
I think I may have crossed that track coming out that you saw, that doe. Did she kind of head down through here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, that was